Pull up a map of China's coastline at night. The ports lit up, the shipping lanes crossing, the cities pressing right up against the water's edge. Now imagine you could see underground, below those cities, below the bays, below the seabed itself. You would see something that didn't exist 10 years ago and barely existed 5 years ago. You would see tunnels, plural, one already open, carrying cars and people across a major estuary since 2018. One being drilled right now, deeper than any high-speed rail tunnel ever attempted, breaking a world record just this April. One finishing its bores and preparing to open in 2028. One being studied, argued over, and slowly approved for a crossing that would be longer than anything built anywhere on Earth. And beyond all of them, one that nobody officially discusses, but that every engineer who looks at this map eventually asks about. This is not one country's moonshot. This is an assembly line. So here's the question worth sitting with for the next few minutes. Not, how does China build a tunnel under the sea? The real question is, what does it mean when a country stops building undersea tunnels one at a time and starts building a network? By the end of this, you'll understand why the most revealing thing here isn't any single tunnel. It's the order they're being built in. If that's the kind of pattern you like digging into, hit subscribe because we track exactly where these patterns lead. Let's start with the tunnel that made all of this possible in the first place. The beginning, that nobody remembers as the beginning. Back in October of 2018, a bridge and tunnel system opened connecting Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau, 55 kilometers long in total. The undersea section alone ran 6.7 kilometers through an immersed tube built between two artificial islands constructed specifically for the crossing. It cost around $18.8 billion and was engineered to last 120 years, withstanding a magnitude 8 earthquake, a level 16 typhoon, and a direct hit from a 300,000-ton vessel. At the time, it was the longest sea crossing on the planet. A genuine record, a once-in-a-generation achievement. China had no precedent to follow when it built this. No playbook for combining these geological conditions, 3 separate jurisdictions, and some of the busiest shipping lanes in southern China into one crossing. In 2018, this was the story. The whole story. By 2026, it's just the oldest and shortest entry on a much longer list. Because the moment this tunnel opened, China didn't stop. Which brings us to what's happening under the seabed right now. As you're watching this, the record being broken while nobody's watching. In April of 2026, a Chinese-made tunnel boring machine called Shenzhang-1 reached 113 meters below the seabed. That's a new world record, the deepest undersea high-speed rail tunnel ever constructed, anywhere. And it isn't even finished. The design depth is 116 meters, still being excavated as this comes out. At that depth, the machine is holding back over 1 megapascal of water pressure, the highest ever sustained inside a cross-harbor tunnel in China. The full tunnel will run just under 14 kilometers, with roughly 11 kilometers of that genuinely underwater. This single machine has been running continuously for more than 4 years, around the clock, 7 days a week. To get there, it cuts through 13 geological layers, 5 composite rock types, and 6 active fault zones. It's part of a new high-speed line linking 2 major cities in the Greater Bay Area, expected to open in 2028. And that date is the detail that should catch your attention. Because there's another tunnel opening that exact same year. 2 records, 1 calendar. That other tunnel is the one connecting the mainland near Ningbo to the Zhoushan Islands. 16.3 kilometers total, more than 11 kilometers of it under the seabed, reaching a maximum depth of 78 meters. The 2 boring machines that carved it out, nicknamed Dinghai and Yongle, met in the middle with less than 2 centimeters of alignment error across 11 kilometers of rock. Their outer shells never came back to the surface. They're now permanent, structural parts of the tunnel itself. The machines became the thing they built. This tunnel also opens in 2028, which means in a single year, China completes 2 undersea tunnels, each over 11 kilometers in 2 different regions, built by 2 different teams using 2 different techniques. That's not a coincidence. That's a production schedule. And in January of 2026, the company behind both of them said exactly that in an official announcement that barely made news outside the industry. The sentence that explains everything else in this video. The China Railway Construction Corporation, the CRCC, announced it was simultaneously advancing multiple undersea tunnel projects across the Bohai, Yellow, East, and South Seas. Their own words were direct. From equipment manufacturing to smart construction, CRCC has established a complete technical system covering survey and design, construction management, core components, and digital operations. Read that again, slowly. That's not a company describing one impressive project. That's a company describing a factory, a system that produces undersea tunnels, the same way another factory produces cars or phones or steel beams. The tunnels aren't the achievement anymore. They're the output. And once you see it that way, a tunnel most people have never even heard of suddenly makes sense. The tunnel with no headline. Near the city of Qingdao, in northern China, another undersea tunnel is under construction right now. 17.48 kilometers long, crossing Jiaozhou Bay, using a mix of shield tunneling and traditional mining methods. It had to push through highly corrosive, salt-saturated soil and complicated zones where rivers meet the sea. No world record, no dramatic press conference, just another undersea tunnel, being built by the same company with the same systems at the same time as everything else on this list. And that's actually the point. If this were a singular achievement, it would be the headline of the year in Chinese engineering circles. Instead, it's a footnote because it's one more item off the same production line. Meanwhile, further inland, a different kind of record was quietly being set, one that feeds directly back into everything undersea, the machine getting bigger. In March of 2026, China completed what's now confirmed as the world's largest diameter underwater shield tunnel, crossing the Yellow River near Jinan. The boring machine used was 17.5 meters across, the largest tunnel boring machine currently operating anywhere on Earth. It carved a continuous 3.3-kilometer underwater section without a single cutterhead replacement. Engineers called that unprecedented under those conditions. At its fastest, it advanced 18 meters in a single day and over 400 meters in a single month. The finished tunnel carries 6 lanes of traffic in each direction, stacked in a double-decker design. This wasn't an undersea crossing, it was a river crossing. But a machine this size, this powerful, costing somewhere around $80 million to build, doesn't just disappear once the project's done. That capability feeds straight into whatever gets built next, undersea or not. So by this point, you have a completed tunnel from 2018, a world record tunnel being drilled right now, a matching tunnel opening the same year, a quiet third tunnel under construction, and a boring machine bigger than anything used undersea, ready to be pointed at the ocean. Which is exactly when the conversation shifts to the crossings that used to sound impossible. The strait everyone keeps almost building. Between Hainan Island and the mainland sits the Qiongzhou Strait, at its narrowest, 19.4 kilometers across, at its deepest studied route, 86 meters down. Engineers have studied a fixed crossing here since 1994. 4 route options have been drawn up, with projected costs exceeding $20 billion. As of December 2025, officials confirmed a high-speed rail line to Hainan is targeted for completion during the current 5-year plan, running through 2030. But here's the honest part. The current plan doesn't use a tunnel at all. Trains will roll directly onto specialized ferries, cross the strait by sea, then roll straight back onto the tracks. Volcanic activity, shifting tectonic plates, thick marine sediment, and the strategic sensitivity of a strait that also functions as a major military channel all mean a fixed tunnel here remains unsolved even after 3 decades of study. And yet, Chinese engineering academics still list this strait alongside 2 others as one of the 3 great strait crossings the country is actively studying. The other 2 are considerably more ambitious. The map nobody is supposed to draw all the way to the end. Line these projects up by how far they stretch underwater, and a pattern appears that no single tunnel story on its own would ever reveal. 2018, 6.7 kilometers underwater at roughly 45 meters deep. 2028, just over 11 kilometers at 78 meters. Also 2028, just over 11 kilometers again, this time at 116 meters, a new depth record. Under construction now, 17 kilometers at varying depths. In advanced planning, the Bohai Strait crossing, 90 kilometers underwater at roughly 100 meters deep. More than double the length of the Channel Tunnel between Britain and France. And beyond that, one project that Chinese engineers have already finished studying in detail, the Taiwan Strait Tunnel, roughly 135 kilometers at the preferred route, more than triple the length of the tunnel connecting England and France. Chinese engineers have already settled on a construction method for it. Sink the tunnel at least 200 meters below the surface at its deepest points to reach stable rock underneath the region's active fault lines. This isn't a fringe idea. China's State Council approved a version of this plan in 2013. A senior delegate has stated publicly that feasibility studies have been carried out on both sides, and that engineers have a good grasp of the seabed and its geological conditions. The chief engineer of the China Railway Tunnel Group, an academician at the Chinese Academy of Engineering, has called the project feasible. On the record, look at the sequence one more time. 6.7 kilometers, then 11 again, but deeper, then 17, then 90, then 135. Every single project on this list closes part of the engineering gap toward that final number. None of them were officially built to close that gap, but every one of them does it anyway. Now, before this goes any further, it needs to be said plainly. What this map does not show. The Taiwan Strait Tunnel is not being built. There is no active construction, no financing plan, no agreement from Taiwan, and no announced start date. Taiwan has rejected the idea explicitly, more than once, describing it as unification by stealth and a potential military asset disguised as infrastructure. The engineering for 135 kilometers at that depth remains genuinely unresolved in practice. Even the 90-kilometer Bohai project, which is far simpler by comparison, still has no confirmed construction start date. The Chongzhou Strait crossing has been studied since 1994, more than 30 years, and still doesn't have approval for a fixed tunnel. The current answer is still a ferry. Every one of these projects has also faced cost overruns, delays, and technical setbacks that don't always make it into the press releases. So the honest, unexaggerated version of this story is this. China is building capability, not a tunnel to Taiwan. The capability is real. The destination remains political, not engineering. No other country in history has had this many undersea tunnels simultaneously under construction, while planning several more at once. The CRCC's own January announcement wasn't a boast. It was an industrial inventory, designed through digital operations, already unified and running. Compare the pace. Japan's Seikan Tunnel took 24 years to complete its 23-kilometer undersea section. China is finishing an 11-kilometer section in about 6 years, while simultaneously finishing a second one just like it. Italy has debated a bridge across the Strait of Messina, 3 kilometers wide, for over 50 years. Construction has never started. China is completing tunnels 3 times that length under open sea, on schedule, in the same country in the same decade. So here's where that leaves the question we open with. Most countries treat one undersea tunnel as a generation-defining achievement, something to name, celebrate, and study for decades afterward. China has stopped treating undersea tunnels as achievements. It has started treating them as items on a list. The list is getting longer every single year, and the last item on that list is the one no official in Beijing has ever agreed to write down out loud. The map does it for them anyway. If this kind of pattern is the kind of thing you want more of, hit subscribe, because we're going to keep watching exactly where this map leads next. And here's the question I actually want in the comments. If China completes the Bohai Tunnel by 2035 and quietly announces it's now studying the Taiwan Strait route in earnest, what actually changes?